So Lauren, what do you think was different about the second half? You guys, do you feel it's one of your better half, if not maybe the best half of the season? What do you think?
Yeah, I think the second half for us was really good. I think it showed us that we were kind of able to make adjustments and stay locked in. I think in previous games we've struggled coming out in the third quarter. So I think it was good for us to see that we came out with that intensity in that fight.
So how do you carry that on now? I mean, I always that's $1 million question because you think like, wow, you do that 4 quarters, what have you. So how do you take that into the Ole Miss game?
Yeah, I mean, we're going to watch film today. So I think just getting in, watching the mistakes that we made, working on them in practice, and just being able to kind of build from that, like you said, and just carry that over into our next game. Because I think that we did some good things, but there's also some things that we need to work on. So not always just focusing on the good things, but also the things we need to fix.
AC talked about last night just the pride that y'all took, the aggressive play, especially in the second half, diving after balls. Like, how do y'all feel that was maybe different than some games prior? And kind of going off of Cece's question, just like, how do you put that kind of aggressive play out there for 40 minutes?
I honestly just think we knew what we needed to do to, try to defeat Tennessee, and we knew that the probability of, what it was said on ESPN that Tennessee was probably going to beat us. So we just knew we had to do all the little things to try to overcome it, honestly. But yeah, just keep doing all the hard and little things. Really was just key. Really.
We got the girls' perspective last night, just of what was said at halftime that kind of clicked in the second half to be able to post a comeback like y'all did. But from y'all's perspective, just what do you feel like the messaging was there that led to the potential comeback?
Just to be tougher. I think we knew that Tennessee is a tough team. Like, they're really well coached. They run their offense well. They play with a lot of pace. So I think us just being able to match their intensity was something that Joni really preached to us. And I think we did that in the second quarter, and it showed in terms of like the points we scored in the third quarter. I think we scored more points in the third quarter than we did in the first half. So just matching their intensity, I think, is what the biggest thing for us in the second half.
What are some of the things that y'all took away from last night that you feel like maybe you need to work on quickly ahead of Ole Miss?
Little things, just like get into spots, knowing plays, just being open for your teammate when things aren't going well, or if your partner is getting trapped or something like that, just being available, making sure everyone is able to come to the ball or do the little things, rebound, things like that.
You guys are kind of in the middle of a really tough SEC stretch right now. So with such a quick turnaround, what do you feel like is key on Sunday to kind of not get behind with so many tough games coming up?
Just taking that next step, I think. Last night's game was like a big game for us to kind of show us like what we're capable of. And I think as long as we use it to build off of and not as something that sets like the standard, like obviously like we want to fight like that every game, but ultimately we didn't win the game. So that's not the outcome that we wanted. So using that as like a stepping stone, like this is what we need to do. And how can we do like the little things to actually win on Sunday? So.
How much of that game for either one of you seemed like more players played well? I mean, I know you guys have had some health problems that you haven't been able to talk about, but it looked like maybe you ladies played more complementary basketball between each other with maybe health. Did you feel that was the healthiest maybe this team has been in a while?
Probably. But honestly, I feel like going into conference, we all had that mindset of we need to fix all the things, the tweaks that we had in non-conference, and we need to get it together. Like, this needs to be our wake-up call, and we know how serious the SEC is and how big this can be. So we just know that we need to really show up, and like it's not a lot of room for mistakes. So everyone just trying to show up at the same time. We kind of tried to meet that standard.
Do you think there's a point, or like you can pinpoint a point over the break where maybe that flip was kind of switched for the team?
I want to really say when Joni had us conditioning like 2 days in a row. It was just like straight conditioning, and I think that was really our wake-up call. Like, things is like really getting serious. Like, it's SEC, it's finna come, and everything can go either really good or really badly. So this was kind of our wake-up call. The practice of us just running straight the whole practice, that was like really our wake-up call to come together.
Hey,
Go ahead, Cece.
what about the game AC had? She did like at Nebraska. Can you ladies tell, like, when she gets locked in like that, like, she seemed like she wasn't gonna be denied last night? Can you see like a light bulb go off on her when she gets like that, or not?
Yeah, like you kind of know when she's on. You can just kind of tell when she's in that mode. Like, and from there, it's like you just can't do anything.
Yeah, you just gotta keep feeding her, and
Yeah,
she's gonna
just
go.
let her go. Yeah.
So like last night, we talked to Joni about just Lauren's just palpable leadership on the court, just really commanding the floor. How
Yeah.
much do you feel like that helps when you're out there?
Oh, it helps a lot. Having someone else to be able to take that big of a role and a step. Usually people would think it would be a guard when it doesn't have to be. Like, she's opposed, but she's very vocal. Like, she's helping, telling people where to be. Like, that's very helpful, especially like with some of the tweaks that we have now. We have a lot of tweaks that we have. So just having someone to be able to lead and take control helps a lot, and it's very comforting.
And Lauren, how much do you feel like that role as the leader of this team has grown for you over the last year?
Yeah, I think like coming in last year, I kind of had that role, but it was a little more difficult just being like a transfer coming in. Like there was obviously people who knew the offense better than me, like things like that. So now I feel like that I know the offense and like the system, I'm able to kind of do that more effectively and just kind of be more comfortable in that role. So I think that's helped me a lot, just being more comfortable with the system and like the coaching style and everything like that.